Hey, welcome back to Within Pages. So, as you probably know by the video, this is going to be my May TBR. Yay. So, I know that I'm about 7 days in. Oops. A lot of stuff happened, but such is life. But I am going to have a very short list of books that I want to read this month. It's gonna be a mix of books, gonna be a mix of manga, graphic novels, like a little variety, but to make a long story short, let's get started. The first book that we are going to read in May is going to be City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. Now, this one was in my previous TBR. However, circumstances, life, I didn't really get to reading it. I did start the book, so there's that at least, but pretty much to give a very brief summary, Clare needs to travel to the City of Glass, which is the capital of the Shadowhunter worlds, named Idris, and she's going there to save her mom, but unfortunately, by her traveling there, she's actually breaking the law, so there's a lot of things going on there. In the previous book, her best friend Simon ended up turning into a, he was a vampire, but for some odd reason, he is able to survive in daylight, which is extremely unheard of. It doesn't happen in this world. So there's a lot of people who are pretty much snipping around there like, why is this happening? Why is he the exception? So you're gonna have some animosity coming from the vampire side, intrigue coming from the Shadowhunter side, and the rest of the downworld pretty much taking their noses in, and that makes him the center of attention for a lot of good stuff and bad stuff. And to top it off, you have Clary's dad. And Valentine is just starting to raise up an army, and he wants to take the final mortal instrument, all to summon the angel, Raziel, and pretty much vanquish all the downworlders. So the vampires, the werewolves, the witches, the fairies, all of them, because he's one of those purist villains who just want to get rid of people. But I can't wait to read it. Hopefully everything was up well. As I mentioned before, I already started it, so can't wait. So next I'm going to read something a little bit different. So I have never really read mystery books per se, but I found this at Goodwill and actually increased my collection exponentially, which is going to be coming up in the next video, which is going to be a haul video, and it was just a lot. But so the next book I'm going to read is The Hearty Boys, and this is The Tower of Treasure. So I found this at a Goodwill. I actually found a good amount of them, and it's just like the hardcover, and I'm just like, it's a classic. I've never read it. I don't really read mystery books that way, so I'm actually quite excited. And this is definitely an old book. Like, you have the original, send this into the mail and place your order for the rest of the books. It is so cool. Yeah, weirdly enough, there's not a synopsis on this, like a summary at the back. All it says is, for action, mystery, and cliffhanging suspense, read the Hearty Boys mystery stories featuring the thrilling adventures of America's favorite detective duo. So yeah, I don't know what it's about then. But that is why we have this on the May TBR. We're gonna figure out what the mystery is. First I'm reading the Hearty Boys. I've always been more of a Nancy Drew fan myself, but I couldn't say no when I saw these, and I just can't wait to read it, so. Next thing that I'm going to read is the second volume for the manga Alice 101. I had a lot of fun with the previous one, so I figured I might as well read the follow-up. And this pretty much picks up where we left off before. So in volume 1, it ended pretty much with the main character Alice running into his quote-unquote rival, the one that he's supposed to overpass in order for him to pretty much solidify his deal with Victor. So Victor's like, make this person your rival, beat them, and I'll give you what you want in return, which is more information on who his father is. So pretty much he runs into Max in the end of volume 1, and is completely off by the fact that while Max is a genius at music, he is a major airhead. And he's just like, you can't be serious, this magic musician is a airhead. He pretty much tripped over him while he was napping on the floor, and he's just like, where am I? And he's just like, who are you? And yeah, he's completely off put by it. And on top of that, we have the major concert approaching for the semester. and everybody's getting ready to play their classical music and all of these really impressive things. His teacher, Alice's teacher, decided to give him Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which completely annoys Alice for the fact that that's considered one of the bare basic beginning songs for anybody who's playing the violin. So he feels like he's not really being taken seriously. Alice's unique quirks, he might actually turn that basic piece into something that's a little more memorable. So yeah, I can't wait to read number 2, so yay. So, with the final one that I'm going to read is going to be a graphic novel, and this is The Legend of Korra, Turf Wars Part 1. So, this is a graphic novel based on The Legend of Korra, which is a show that was on Nickelodeon, and it's the sequel to Avatar: The Last Airbender. So if you haven't watched any one of the shows, definitely do. Story, world building, character development, you know, they won so many awards, one of the most popular cartoons in decades, and I'm telling you, you're not going to be disappointed. It is really good. Most people hate on Legend of Korra, but I honestly think that it might actually surpass the original series, and the original series was pretty darn near perfection. But for this one, we pretty much pick off at the very end of the Legend of Korra series, with the spirit portal being open at the heart of Republic City, which is our main setting. The two characters, Korra and Asami, pretty much get back from a vacation in the spirit world, only to come into an issue. The land that this portal opened up in is going to be developed into an amusement park, and the air nomads, which are like the spiritual monks, they're just like, no, this land needs to be protected, it's sacred, you cannot just develop something here just because it's your land and then invade a spiritual realm. So they're running into that issue. The citizens of the city were displaced due to an attack, which, again, if you didn't watch the show, it's gonna be a little confusing, but definitely watch it. It's worth it. It's on Netflix. The citizens of the city have been pretty much displaced due to a war attack by a general named Kuvira, and it left everybody without a home. There's people who actually died, you know, trying to find some semblance of normal in life. And then to top it all off, you have a new gang that's arising that sees the weakness of the city and everything that's gone down, and it's just like, you know what, it's time for us to start reclaiming territory and establishing a new power. A lot of things going on, and honestly, I can't wait to read it. So with that being said, that is pretty much my May TBR. I'm keeping it relatively short, considering time management really isn't my thing. If you like, leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Let me know what you're excited for, what you're reading for your TBR, and I hope you'll enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!